Hey, how's it going, guys? Last year, LIMINK was the first company to send me a triple portable monitor to try out. I fell in love with these after that, and now they have an upgraded version that's made of aluminum alloy, and there's some more stuff here that's interesting. So aluminum alloy is the biggest thing, and it looks like there are some other changes, including with how you can move it, which we'll take a look at. One other thing that's notable is that it has a slightly higher resolution from 1920 by 1080 to 1920 by 1200. The brightness is a little better at 400 nits, and it's still an IPS panel. The aspect ratio is 16 by 10, and then ultra narrow bezels. So let's see how that looks. On here it mentions the functionality and other stuff, how you can set it up, as well as the contact spot on the bottom here. So inside you're introduced with the user guide, put that to the side. Oh, and so this is kind of the case, or not a briefcase, but this is how you can close it up and carry it around, I guess, instead of having a pouch. I think the pouch was a little nicer, probably protected a bit more because it's exposed on the side here. Then you got all these cables down here. Not going to go through each and every single one, but yeah, they usually come with a good amount of cables. It seems like this is also going to be compatible with more devices this time around. The back has this magnet, so you can take this out completely and then open this up. It exposes the monitors, the dual monitors. They're both facing the same way this time. Okay, so it can be kind of opened up like this. That's kind of an interesting look. It's different from what they had before. This definitely has a different look and feel from the previous ones. There used to be a few more flaps for support, and I kind of like that one. This one is definitely not as, I don't know, it feels sturdy in a way, and then it's also not, because these flaps feel a little small. Of course, this is just my guess. I haven't tried it out yet. I mean, I'm going to put it on my laptop in just a moment. And the thing is, this extends. In order to put it on my laptop, it's got to extend, I guess, and it's going to be hooked on there. So let me take a look. Okay, and this is what it looks like. It's really wide. Now, unlike last year's, this one only goes forward. It doesn't really go backwards. So that's something to keep note. Both of them just come forward, or they can kind of come forward by up to a little more than 90 degrees. Same thing with this one right here. It's not really going to go backwards. It's only going to come front or forward. So not as versatile as last year's. It holds on pretty well, surprisingly. Besides the top part here, there's another area here where it kind of grabs onto it as when you extend it, and then it pulls back and it grabs onto this area. There is some like soft rubber here to prevent it from getting damaged at all here too. And then down here. And then the same thing with the other side here. And then as well as up here. This is how it looks from the back. It is definitely not symmetrical because I have a 15.6-inch screen, diagonally, I believe. And so this had to be kind of pulled from here, extended, and now it's just like sitting on there pretty nicely, surprisingly. I feel like, part of me feels like it's going to break off, but so far nothing like that has happened, so that's great. Then there's also a kickstand here on the side with the LIMINK logo, so in case if you want to go back all the way, that's actually really far back. So this can be moved up or down quite a bit, and then you can adjust it accordingly. Okay, it does not fall or need support from at like kind of a 110 degree angle or so. It doesn't need the support for the kickstand, so it's not like that heavy as I thought it would be. Maybe it is lighter than the previous generation. That's a really good thing, because when these were top heavy, it is a bit of a concern that it's going to fall off, but they always had this kickstand, which was nice. This one's a little more versatile because it moves back up and down more, so that's definitely a good thing. These laptops are not one source, so they use two different sources here. On one side you have a mini HDMI port and two USB ports. On top is a power button, and then to adjust the brightness. And the same thing with the other side. It's got the same exact things, except the layout is a little different, where the mini HDMI is on top and the two USB-Cs are on the bottom. My laptop requires a dual HDMI adapter, so the one I'm using is made by StarTech, and it's got two HDMI adapters on the bottom, or ports, and then a USB 3.0 on top. Alright, and this is what it looks like, set up fully. And gosh, it looks better than my laptop. I don't know what's going on. It's slightly brighter than my laptop too. I think my laptop might have like 300 nits or something. This definitely looks brighter than this one. And the colors look more natural on this one. They look better and properly saturated, while this one is like kind of has an orange tint. Yeah, that's definitely a good sign. I wish MSI did a better job on their laptops. With the amount you spent, you know what? I'm going to digress on that. That's for another video, another time. But let's get into it. Let's see how well some stuff performs. And again, these can be moved by a few degrees here forward. And then the side viewing angles are pretty good. Also, not to forget, the bezels are very slim. That's a really good sign right there. It's better than the first generation that they had, that's for sure. Software-wise, everything looks so much better. It's a huge upgrade, and probably even worthwhile for some people. It does look thinner. Yeah, I can say for sure, the screen is definitely better on here. There's a huge improvement. It's noticeable. It's brighter. It's better overall, all around. There's no getting around that. This is ideal for productivity. The one thing I did notice, one downside, let me zoom out a little, is that if I have both of these like coming forward, it tends to fall down. So it can't hold the weight, and that's really a bummer. But if I keep one up, and then I can still move the other one, and it won't fall down. Same with the other side. It looks more natural too, having it this way, which is kind of nice. Now I have it at 100% brightness. Before it was at 80%. Now this one's also at 100%, and you can tell that there is a noticeable difference. Again, I'm glad that it's not dimmer. It doesn't really look that awkward or anything. The fact that like these are better than this one. Again, I'm pissed at MSI. I'm glad that these are a nice improvement. It's better to have brighter ones than dimmer ones, even if it looks a little off. Alright, checking out a game here real quick. And it looks pretty fine to me. This is going to be capped at 60 FPS. Has a 60 Hz screen. And a 5 millisecond response time, supposedly. I haven't really seen too many. I mean, in this game, I won't really notice too much screen tear or anything like that. But this isn't really meant for high-end gaming. But for what it's worth, everything that you can do on here, in terms of portability, productivity, it is definitely thinner from the previous versions, and it kind of looks a little bit more natural as I'm viewing it, because the bezels are thinner, and it really does look nice in terms of aesthetics. There are some things that are kind of a miss, like if I have both screens forward, it's just going to come down. It's too top heavy. So that's one downside. The previous one didn't have this type of problem, I think, from what I can recall, because one of them only didn't come all the way forward. It went backward, which was actually nice, because then if there's someone behind me, if you're in a group working on a project, you could basically just turn this backwards and they can see the screen. And then you can also have like two screens in front of you still, which was really nice. So that's just one scenario I found to be like more useful on the old ones. But everything else, the screen's brighter, it's better, it's slimmer, and it just looks great. So I think you can't go wrong with the upgraded version here. I like it personally. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe for more, because I'm going to be checking out some more portable monitors in the near future. Thanks for watching.